So here we are in deepest rural Shropshire on a beautiful spring day with Oliver Townend, winner at badminton, winner at Burghley, and about to go off to Kentucky to try and win the coveted and very difficult to win treble. And Oliver, we have a guest with us today. Who's this?
We do. This is Carousel Quest, who won Burghley. As you can see, he's a grey 15-year-old horse. He's a bit of a character, but a real nice person.
And Burghley, now, for those who don't know, you've been a pretty successful eventer over the last few years, but you've gone absolutely crazy in the last 12 months. Burghley, your first Burghley win, and that followed badminton, your first badminton win, your first sort of, if you like, major win, and having not won any, you're now winning them for fun.
I wouldn't say that, but it's been a great season. I've got some fantastic support in my owners, and the horses have just come to form all at the same time, so it's been great.
When you won Burghley, you were telling me just before we went on air here that you got pretty emotional. For those who've got this perception of you, son of a milkman from Huddersfield, tough-talking Yorkshireman, cold fish, ruthless, that's a bit wide of the mark. Yeah,
definitely. You know, I was very emotional, but at the same time it meant so much. We've worked hard and I've got a very good team of people behind me. Everybody put so much effort in, and for it to actually come off was just fantastic. And yeah, I perhaps showed the real me rather than somebody who tries to be competitive and tough and get on with the job, and all of a sudden, you know, it was all worthwhile, and that's what made me emotional.
We're about to go to Kentucky, as I said, to go for the treble, but you won't be riding this fella, you're on somebody else. Shall we go and meet him?
Yeah, we will.
So right next door to Carousel Quest we have
Ashdale Cruise Master. He's a new ride to me this year. I've had 3 events on him so far, which have gone relatively well. He won last time out the big CIC 3-star at Burnham Market, and he's on very, very good form, so we're hoping that this is the guy that's going to pull it off in Kentucky.
So no pressure on this fella, but his next door neighbour here has already been there and done it. He has. He's got you the second leg of the treble.
Yeah.
And now all the pressure is on this guy.
He doesn't seem to mind. I don't think he knows what's about to happen, but at the same time I'm sure he'll take it all in his stride.
Has he ever been on a plane before?
He hasn't, no, but luckily horses seem to fly as well as they do travelling on the roads, so fingers crossed they'll all be okay.
Now the thing about Kentucky, of course, it's also the venue for the World Championships, so you'll be going back there again, possibly again with this one here in the summer.
Yeah, obviously Kentucky this time round's the first one, so we'll concentrate on that, but as soon as that's over, we'll start to really focus on getting to those World Championships, flying back out to America in August.
Now, perhaps you could just explain to the viewers here at Sportsvibe just how difficult the treble is. I mean, for example, how many of your contemporaries have actually ever pulled this thing off?
There's only one person ever in history that has managed to do the Rolex Grand Slam, and that was Pippa Funnell back in 2003. And she obviously became a huge icon in our sport, and we'll hopefully get there again ourselves. It'd be great to bring the Rolex Grand Slam back to Britain, and you know, really great for Britain and a good sporting summer. Tony McCoy's just won the Grand National. We've got the World Cup coming up, so hopefully again this will just be another part of that.
Well, I think that's particularly impressive with you, Oliver, if you don't mind me embarrassing you, is that you won badminton and Burghley on 2 different horses, and you're going to Kentucky on a 3rd different horse. So I guess if you pull it off, you can't say it's all down to the horse.
No, it's great to be in that position, that I have such fantastic horses and such a large number of fantastic horses and owners. Obviously we're going out there with a relatively new horse, but it would just be fantastic to be able to win all 3 of the big ones on 3 separate horses. That really, really would be special.
Now, unless you're deaf, you can pretty much hear a bit of a bit of a Yorkshire accent there. And without wanting to caricaturise your sport too much, not too many sons of Huddersfield milkmen end up being in your position, so that couldn't have been a smooth and easy passage for you to get to where you are today.
No, definitely not. Not from perhaps the usual equestrian background, but at the same time, it's what I've always enjoyed doing. I love riding horses. I've had various jobs through the way and trying to progress my career, and now we've finally, so far, hopefully got that. So hopefully it'll just keep going.
Now, you're 27 years old, and as you say, over the last year, you've kind of learnt a lot, haven't you, about your sport, and I guess about yourself as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good to get those 2 big wins out the way. I was so desperate and so hungry to do so well, and hopefully now I've started to relax a little bit more, started to enjoy the sport a lot more. So it's really great to get those wins out the way, and now I've obviously got self-belief that I can win the big classes.
Now, I know all your focus is on Kentucky in a week's time, but you've got a big 2-3 years ahead of you, actually, with the Europeans, the Worlds, more badmintons, more Burleys, more cracks at the treble, and at the end of all that, there's a certain Olympic Games being staged in London at Greenwich Park.
Yeah, it's something obviously that we all want to do, is get to an Olympics, but it would just be so special to go to an Olympics in front of a home crowd. It'd be very special to be able to also just travel 3 hours down the road to an Olympics rather than to the other side of the world. But to win a gold medal there would be a dream come true, and you'd definitely again see me getting emotional about that if it did happen.
You realise as soon as we turn this camera on, by the way, Ashdale's turned around and we've been staring at his backside for the last 5 minutes. At least we'll know that who you are, Oliver, with your friend here.
Hopefully he won't turn too shy when he gets to America.
No, exactly not. So it's all turned really good for you, and but it's just the beginning, I guess, isn't it, for you? It's not the end, it's just the start of hopefully the Oliver Townend story.
Let's hope so. I've definitely got the support and the horsepower, so it's down to me. So fingers crossed, and let's hope that I can pull it off in Kentucky.
And just one final thing, because the public just see you competing. The public don't see you at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, just quickly tell us about the hard yards, because the yards are hard, aren't they, in your business?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough job to be in. It's early starts and late nights. We do a lot of travelling all over Europe. Mainly, and obviously it involves a lot of 2, 3 and 4 o'clock starts. It's a pretty unsociable job at times, but it's really worth it in the end when those results happen.
Yeah, well listen, the best of luck in Kentucky, and do you think you can win?
I hope so. Keep your fingers crossed.